Here is a divine psychology fact you are not ready for: your name is currently being spoken in rooms you haven't stepped into yet, and it's causing a spiritual earthquake. Stop everything you're doing, because heaven has just interrupted your timeline. This isn't a coincidence, it is a divine appointment. The Lord has orchestrated this exact moment because something sacred has been whispered in the unseen, and your spirit has been sensing the tremors for weeks. You felt the weight on your chest. You felt the sudden shifts in atmosphere. Today, we are pulling back the veil on the two voices that have been trying to shape your destiny behind your back. Most people are blind to the spiritual politics of their own lives, but you are about to see exactly why the enemy is terrified of the connection you've been praying for. Psychologists call this social influence and perception bias, but in the kingdom, we call it spiritual interference. There is someone your heart keeps returning to, someone your soul still clings to, even when the silence stretches for miles. You've wondered why they suddenly went cold. You've questioned your own worth, your intuition, and your prayers. But what your heart has quietly sensed all along, the Spirit now confirms: this connection is being surrounded by two unseen human voices, two friends close to the one you love, who are acting as unofficial gatekeepers to their heart. One voice sees the truth of who you are, and the other fears it. These voices are not neutral, they carry seeds. And for months, these seeds have been planted in the mind of the one you love, shaping how they perceive you when you aren't around. This is the psychological battleground of the chosen one. Because you carry a light that is undeniable, you become a topic of conversation in high-stakes places. You were never meant to hear their judgments until now, but God is lifting the veil because He will not let you walk in the dark for another second. But here is where it gets even more serious, and this is the part where most people stop watching because they'd rather stay in the comfort of their confusion. Most people stop here and assume that if a door is closed, it's because God closed it. That is the biggest mistake you can make. Sometimes, the door isn't closed by God, it's being blocked by the influence of man. If you stay with me, I'm going to show you exactly how to recognize which voice is speaking into your loved one's ear right now. Here is the painful part: the people closest to the person you love are often the ones most committed to keeping them exactly as they are. Psychology tells us that groups have a homeostasis. They hate when one person changes because it forces everyone else to change. Because you represent transformation, you are a threat to their comfort zone. The harsh truth is that one of these friends sees your depth as a danger. They label you as mysterious or intense or even manipulative, not because you are, but because they cannot comprehend what they cannot control. To the limited mind, anything divine looks like a threat. They are whisperers, sowing doubt into the one you love, telling them to be careful or not to get too close. They are using protection as a mask for control. You've been faithful, you've been kind, and you've been authentic, and ironically, those are the exact traits that are being used against you in secret. You are being judged for the very light that God gave you to shine. You've been feeling the energy shift, haven't you? The back and forth, the emotional distance followed by moments of sudden clarity. You thought you were going crazy, but you were actually discerning a spiritual tug-of-war. But this next part is the reason why the enemy is losing the battle for their mind. This happens because your spirit has finally reached a threshold of impact. You see, you aren't just someone they know. You are a soul carrying a presence so potent that it has reshaped the emotional landscape of their heart. The first friend, the witness of light, this person has been quietly watching. They've seen the way your name makes the person you love soften. They've seen the peace that washes over them when you are mentioned. This friend has come to a quiet, psychological conclusion: you are good for them. They see that you awaken a tenderness that no one else can reach. They are currently the Nathan in the story, gently nudging the one you love toward the truth. The second friend, the guardian of the old, this person is shaped by fear. They sense the sacred pull you have, and it unsettles them. They represent the old version of the person you love, the version that was safe, predictable, and stagnant. They know that if the person you love chooses you, they are choosing a new life, and that means the old circle might get left behind. The psychological reality: the person you love is currently experiencing cognitive dissonance. They have the heart truth, what they feel for you, clashing with the social truth, what their friends are saying. This creates the distance you've been feeling. They are trying to reconcile two different worlds. But the Spirit of God is now whispering louder than the crowd. Heaven is currently orchestrating moments of awakening. While the doubtful friend is speaking fear, God is sending reminders. A song, a shared memory, a sudden heavy feeling in their chest. God is using the very silence you've been suffering through to let their heart speak for itself. If that hit you, good. It means you needed it. Because here is the liberating truth: you are not defined by what others whisper about you, you are crowned by what God has spoken over you. Stop trying to defend yourself in rooms you aren't in. Stop trying to prove your worth to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. If God is for you, who can be against you? Even if they have the ear of the one you love, they do not have the heart of the one you love. God owns that. If you want to break this cycle and step into the clarity God is providing, you must activate the postures of the vindicated habit. Step 1: the holy silence. Stop chasing. When you chase, you validate the fearful friend's narrative that you are too much or unstable. When you stand still, you allow the sacred pull to do the work. Let your absence be the teacher. Step 2: the morning realignment. Every morning, take 5 minutes before the world gets loud. Place your hand on your heart and declare, "My value is not up for debate. I am hidden in Christ, and my connections are protected by the Most High." You are resetting your spiritual radar so you don't pick up on other people's anxiety. Step 3: bless the misunderstanding. This is the hardest part. Pray for the friend who doubts you. Not a prayer of judgment, but a prayer that their eyes would be open to the sacred. When you bless those who misjudge you, you move from a place of a victim to a place of authority. You are teaching the spiritual realm that you are mature enough to handle the promotion that is coming. Clarity is coming. The person you love is beginning to defend your name in places where you cannot speak. They are correcting the misunderstandings. They are explaining your heart to the skeptics. And when someone starts explaining you, it means you've taken root in their spirit. Most people will ignore this and continue to obsess over what they think and why it isn't working yet. They will stay in the cycle of suspicion and drama, and they will stay exactly where they are. Don't be most people. You are a chosen one. You are a masterpiece, not a mystery to be feared. Your story isn't over, it's just getting to the part where the confusion lifts and the divine clarity takes its place. The truth is rising, and no amount of fear can hold it back. Walk like someone who knows the king has already ruled in your favor. The realm has adjusted. Now, it's time for you.